is just, it's a serious strong. Kusaras, guys, kusaras, yeah, but friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is your girl, Nyasha. My name is Nyasha with Tandy, and I am here today with a different type of video because I really thought it was essential that we talk about. If you are a new subscriber, I hope you consider subscribing by the end of the video. And if not, if you are a returning subscriber, welcome home. So today we're going to be talking about planning. We're doing all things planning today because it's the first day of the month of September, and on Sunday we were talking about being organized and how to just be put together. So I thought we would start maybe a series on planning and I think planning and finances. I think that's the next thing we're going to be talking about. Not wasting much time, let's get into today's video. Hey. So I don't know if you have taken a course in business studies before, or if you have any prior knowledge to business studies, this subject itself. But when I was in A-level, I took up economics, business studies, and accounting, and so I really did enjoy it. But my favorite was the economics bit. However, in business studies, we did a topic on planning, and because any business requires planning and any successful corporation requires planning. That's exactly why we have projections and forecasts and all that stuff. So I remember doing one topic, and then we were taught about objectives, how to effectively set objectives or goals for a company. So I like to bring that very same knowledge into today's video because I believe it's the very same thing. I mean, an organization is just a group of people. So if it works for an organization, it definitely works for us. The first thing, your goals need to be SMART. The S stands for specific. When you set your goals, as you begin the year or as you begin the month, when you set your goals need to be specific. You need to know what you're going for as you begin the month. You cannot just say, hey, I'll just see how it goes. If you're setting a goal, you cannot just freelance it all and I'll see how it goes. Second thing is that your goals, the M part is that your goals need to be measurable. Let's say you are trying to save money. You need to have a goal. Like, what's the goal I am aiming for? If you're trying to save money for a new car, then your goal, you need to know what goal what target you're specifically eyeing. If you're eyeing a car that's $10,000, then you need to make sure that your goal is specific in the sense that you want to save up $10,000. The next characteristic of any effective goal is the A part, and that means it's supposed to be attainable. You need to have a goal that is actually attainable for it to motivate you, because if you say I'm going to save up 1 million in 1 month, but then you earn less than $1,000, it's not going to happen. It's just, that's the long and the short of it. It's not going to happen. So your goal needs to be attainable. It has to be something you know you can attain if you put your mind to it, not in a dream it and see it type of way, but like, is it actually attainable? Can you do it? The R stands for realistic. Your goals need to be realistic. When you set a goal for the month, it has to be a realistic goal. So for instance, in uni right now, since I'm in uni right now, I cannot have the goal to be the governor of Zimbabwe by the end of the month. It's just not possible. It's not realistic. It's not realistic. Perhaps maybe in 10 years, yes, but like today or at the end of this month, it's just not possible. It's not realistic. So even for me to pray for it would be, it's not realistic. So your goals have to be realistic. You need to be stuck in reality when you're making your goals. this is not to say don't dream. No, dream. But like, as you dream, make sure you have realistic dreams so that you don't have like lots of disappointment and you don't feel discouraged when your goals do not come to fruition. The key is the fact that your goal has to be time specific. It has to be time bound. So let's say you want to buy a new car. Taking the very same example that we used about the car, you need to make sure that you tell yourself, I want to buy this car. If I save up $1,000 each month, how long will it take for me to buy the car that I want to buy? So realistically speaking, it will take you 10 months. If you save up maybe 8 months at most. If you like save up a lot, maybe 8 months at most. So you need to know that in 8 months, in 8 to 10 months, I need to buy this car. You can't just say, no, I'll save up and then just see how it goes, see how much I save and when I save it, and then that's when I'll just buy the car. Because, I mean, the goal has to be time specific. If you say, I want to write 2 books. Okay, when is the deadline for this book? You don't know. You don't have any time frame for it. It just allows you to deviate from your goal, and as a result, your goal setting is not effective. So your goals become ineffective and unattainable and just won't be realized. So now that you know what each of your goals is supposed to look like, what criteria your goals are meant to follow, they should be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time specific. I need you to bring that knowledge down to what we're about to discuss. So as a person, you are one person, but you have various roles. You may be a daughter or someone's son. You're definitely someone's daughter or someone's son. You are perhaps a wife or a husband, or maybe a girlfriend or a boyfriend, or maybe you're a single person, and that's fine. You are also, if you're working, then you have a job, you're an employee of a certain company, or you are a business person. If you have no job and you're in school, then you are a student. That's one of your roles. You are a student. That's one of the many hats that you actually wear. And so you need to bring all those roles into account as you set your goals, because you don't just set a goal and say, oh yeah, like I'm going to wear 10,000 pairs of shoes and that's it. Like, which role is going to benefit from this goal? So what I generally advise is to actually note down all your roles, or to note down the different facets of your life. For instance, when I set my goals, I look at the financial side, I look at the spirituality, I look at myself as just me, and then I look at my academics. My academics border with career as well, because I'm sort of transitioning into both. So my career and academics go together, my finances go along, my self goals go on their own, my spirituality goals go on their own, and those are the facets of my life. So in my spirituality, that's where I set the goals that I have in my faith life and ministry and stuff like that. In my academics, that's when I set how many books I want to write, or how many blog posts I want to put up, or how many hours of study I want to do. In my finances, that's where I write the number of things that I want to buy and plan if I'm actually able to buy these things, when it's going to be possible, and how I'm going to save up, like my saving plans. And then in my self-development side, like this is where the majority of the other things go, like the things that don't fall under either of these things. Maybe how many more books I want to read, and maybe my hobbies, maybe the fact that I want to do YouTube. Okay, what are the goals for my YouTube channel? Like every other thing falls into that. If I want to look at my life as a single person, what can I do to make myself a better single person, or to make myself enjoy my single season? What things can I do to prepare myself as a wife, as someone's wife in the future? Like all these things fall under that. So you have 2 routes that you can take when you're setting your goals. You can set your goals looking at the facets of your life, or you can set your goals looking at the roles that you fulfill. I have a a folder here, and I've labeled it. I have a part for self-care, I have a part for academics, and I have a part for finances. Yeah, finances, career, and academics, and self-care. So like I said, in this particular folder, my self-care encompasses my faith life and everything else that does not fall under finances and career or academics. What you then do is you get a book. If you have a prayer journal, you can do it in your prayer journal, because your goals are also prayers. We plan, but God cements the plans that we have. You know, if God doesn't want that for you, then it's not going to happen. So even if you have it as a goal, it's not going to happen. So I am using my prayer journal for this particular exercise. I just went to a clean page and I wrote down, I wrote down my goals for the month of September. I wrote down my goals for the month of September. Let's see what we can do here. Yeah, I wrote down my goals for the month of September. I'm not sure if you can see, but I hope you can. Wrote down my goals for the month of September. And then I divided it into spirituality, into academics, into finances, and into self-care. Your faith improves and grows. It may include things like you want to fast, and on which days do you want to fast. So this means it's specific. It's not just I want to fast more. Okay, like you want to fast more, but like when will you do the fasting? When will you fast? When will you eat? So you need to plan, like I'm going to fast every Friday, or I'm going to fast every Tuesday and Friday, or I'm going to fast every Wednesday. And from what time? Which meal will I skip? What will I do with the money? What will I do with the time I was going to perhaps cook? You know, all these things you need to plan. So typically when you fast, it's not a saving plan. So when you fast, if you were going to buy food, you give the money to someone else. If you fast and you were going to cook, during the time you were meant to cook, you spend more time. The whole point is to take things out of your day and make space for prayer. That's why we fast, basically. That's it. You could also set goals according to like how much more prayer time you want to spend. If you want to spend maybe 2 more hours in prayer, then you set that down. You note it down that you're going to have prayer time every morning. If you're going to pray for 15 minutes every day in the morning for 15 minutes, you write that down, and you then set your bedtime or a rising time. Which one is don't make it boring so much that you slip into a routine. If you're not the person who likes routines, you don't have to have a routine, but you need to make sure that if you're going to wake up at 7, the first 15 minutes of your day are going to be prayer. If you wake up at 8, the first 15 minutes of your day, prayer. If you wake up at 5, first 15 minutes of your day, prayer. This one borders on finances and spirituality. If you want to tithe, you write this goal down, like how much are you going to do tithing. If you want to mentor someone, you write down, oh, I want to mentor this person. You don't have to tell them, oh, I want to mentor you, but like you need to note it down so that like when you see that you're not prioritizing that friendship anymore, you remember, hey, like the reason why I started this friendship was because I wanted to mentor this person. If you want to look for a mentor, then don't go to someone and say, I want to be mentored by you necessarily. Just try to do it in a very organic way. Try to be a friend. I feel like that's the best way. But if you want to go ahead and just plain right put it across, then okay. The next thing is setting goals for your academics or your career. If you are transitioning into corporate, or if you're transitioning into ministry work, if you're transitioning into uni life, you need to know what you're up against. So you can set goals as to when you will do your assignments. Will you do your assignments 2 days before submission day, or will you do your assignments the day they're handed out? Will you write all the reports that you need at your workplace a day before submission, or a day after you need to write the report? Thing that you might have is your finances. For me, this is the cocoa, like it's the one, like it's the one, because the way we manage our finances just sips through everything else. When our finances are not going well, we tend to think our lives are falling apart. So your spirituality part, your spirituality goals, and your finances, those two are very, very, very essential. I typically start with the spiritual ones because I feel like I am a child of God before I am an economist. But like your finances, this is a result of stewardship. God gives you money. God blesses you with money. God expects you to take care of yourself, to take care of the people around you, to do the things that you want to do and make life comfortable for you and other people. But God also wants you to practice stewardship. You have been given power and authority over things by God, over the things that happen in your life. And one of those things happens to be the finances that you're blessed with. So it's up to you, really. It's something you need to do to make sure that you're not wasteful of the resources, of the blessings that God has given to you. As a result, you need to learn to budget, which is going to be a different video completely on its own because it's a whole topic on its own. But anyway, for your finance goals, you might have things like, I want to start budgeting, I want to read a financial literacy book, I want to invest money in a certain business, or I want to start a business, or I want to give someone help with your business by investing and also getting returns. It involves how much you're going to save each time you get paid from work. It involves the amount of money you're going to, like, what percentage of your income you want to distribute towards having fun and shopping and doing all the things that you like to do. The next thing is the self-care bit. We were created by God to be wholesome, and so for us to function well, it means taking times of rest, taking time to do things that we enjoy, spend time with friends, and just do things that we like to do. So your self-care goals include things like, what books do you want to read? If you like to read, then what books will you read? If you like to watch movies, what kind of movies do you want to watch? And like, are you going to be noting down what you take from them? If you're going to set a goal like, I want to travel to Morocco, this Morocco thing, hey, it keeps coming up, boy. I don't know why it keeps coming up. Like, my husband, if you're watching this, please, if you're watching this, please, let's make Morocco work. I'll be paying my own ticket though, if you insist. Anyway, so yeah, if you have a goal to go to Morocco, then you need to set this as, this borders into finances and self-care. So yeah, if you're going to bath twice a day, this is a goal you need to set. I'm going to be trying new things out every Friday, or I will try out new restaurants every Friday. Then you do that. This is borderline, it borders into finances and self-care. So the best way after setting your goals in a book or somewhere is to have sticky notes of like summaries of what you're doing, so that you remember to stay on track. You can have sticky notes and put them in the bathroom on your mirror. You can put them on your closet. You can put them on on the wall in your prayer corner. You can put them in the kitchen, wherever you feel like you will most likely see them more often. What you then also do is every single week before the week starts, when you plan out your week, which we'll talk about in a different video. If you want the video, let me know. When you plan out your goals for the week, what you then do is you go in and you look at the goals for the month, and you look and plan your week accordingly. So if you have the goal to say, I'm going to fast twice a week, on Sunday you go to your weekly journal and you plan your weekly plan and you write it down. Like, I'm going to fast on Tuesday, I will fast. Friday, I will fast. Like, make sure you bring these main goals into the weekly goals. Make sure you revise your goals. If you get to the end of the month and you say, okay, like, I said my target was going to be save $500, and then you only have $200, you need to go back and see, like, what happened, why did I not reach my goal, and then revise that behavior for next month. If you go and see that, okay, I said I was going to pray 15 minutes every morning, but then in the end I only started praying 5 minutes, what was the reason? You need to revise that. If you said I was going to pray every night, I'm going to pray twice a day. Morning prayer is so much more important than evening prayer. Evening prayer is Thanksgiving, but morning prayer is offering your day to God, so it covers the whole day. I hope you learned something. If you learned something, let me know. If you did not, well, I hope you learned something next time. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.